Hello, and welcome to the Gables Sunshine podcast. I'm Sarah Arroyo, co-founder of Gables Sunshine Group at One Sotheby's International Realty and a proud neighbor here in Coral Gables.
And I'm David Ramos, also from Gables Sunshine Group, coming to you from right here in the City Beautiful. Today, we're diving deep into our 2025 Coral Gables real estate outlook, including what's driving our market, the types of buyers we're seeing, how sellers can prepare, and why Coral Gables stands out among South Florida communities.
Let's kick things off by talking about why Coral Gables has remained so stable, even when other parts of Florida have seen more volatile swings. If you've lived here a while, you know it's more than just beautiful homes.
Absolutely, Sarah. There's a cultural and architectural heritage here that's hard to replicate elsewhere. We have these gorgeous Mediterranean revival houses, strict building codes that preserve the aesthetic, and really, a community-first spirit. Folks move to Coral Gables not just for a property, but for a lifestyle. Tree-canopied streets, walkable neighborhoods, great schools, and a genuine neighborly vibe.
And that's part of what's insulating our local market. The 2025 forecast suggests a 7 to 9% increase in luxury single-family home values, which is higher than the 3 to 5% many experts see for broader Florida. Even as some markets face a potential slowdown, Coral Gables just keeps humming along.
To give our listeners a bit of state-level context, Florida as a whole anticipates moderate price growth, but also a rising inventory that can approach 20-30% in some metropolitan areas. That can soften prices or at least slow the rate of appreciation. But in Coral Gables, we're expecting only about a 10 to 15% increase in inventory, which still gives buyers more choices than a couple of years ago, but doesn't push the market to oversupply.
That's right. Inventory levels have a direct impact on whether a market leans toward buyers or sellers. So a balanced, moderate uptick can actually help the market remain healthy. There's enough selection for buyers, but not so much that prices drop. Since Coral Gables has limited land and a strong reputation, it's tough for the market to flood with new listings.
And that's also why prices don't dip significantly. Additionally, we're seeing a continued influx of affluent individuals, some from high-tech states, some international, who choose Coral Gables because of its community appeal and stable long-term value prospects.
Now let's dig deeper into the key data points for 2025. First up, home value appreciation. We're consistently seeing 7 to 9% for the luxury single-family segment. This range reflects high demand meeting a relatively constrained supply of premium properties.
Yes, and that's especially true for homes with what we call turnkey plus features. Modern kitchens, eco-friendly upgrades, and well-maintained exteriors that match the city's Mediterranean revival style. Buyers may pay more, but they appreciate the move-in ready convenience.
Second is the all-cash ratio. Our analysis indicates that 50-55% of deals in the Coral Gables luxury bracket might remain all cash in 2025. This is huge because it buffers our local market from interest rate volatility. In a time when mortgage rates could still waver, having a strong base of cash buyers keeps deals flowing and prices steady.
Exactly. Cash deals close faster too, which is appealing for sellers who want certainty. This also means if you're a finance buyer, you might face tougher competition. Getting pre-approved, having a solid down payment, or a partial cash approach can help you stay competitive.
That's a perfect segue into who these buyers are. Let's break down a few demographics. High net worth individuals and families. Many come from states like New York, California, or even overseas. They see Coral Gables as an ideal spot due to tax advantages, a gorgeous environment, and a secure investment. Upscale professionals. These are folks in their 30s, 40s, or 50s looking for a neighborhood with great schools, cultural amenities, and easy commutes to business hubs like Brickell or downtown Miami. Retirees or empty nesters, baby boomers downsizing from larger estates in the Northeast, craving a warmer climate but still desiring an upscale, culturally rich environment.
Spot on, Sarah. And all these groups share some common priorities. Turnkey condition, sustainability, like energy-efficient windows, updated HVAC or solar panels, and architectural authenticity. They don't just want a big house. They want one that fits the Coral Gables aesthetic and lifestyle.
That's a key point. A mansion without the right style, or an older home with deferred maintenance, might not perform as well as a slightly smaller property that's meticulously maintained with modern upgrades.
Let's also talk about how building codes and hurricane resilience factor in, because we're in Florida after all. Post-Hurricane Andrew, Miami-Dade's codes became some of the strictest in the country, and Coral Gables enforces them diligently.
This means even our historic homes often have impact windows, reinforced roofs, or storm-resistant doors. Buyers love that. It's a huge selling point, especially for out-of-state or international buyers who hear hurricanes and worry. Knowing Coral Gables takes resilience seriously eases a lot of minds.
Absolutely. And it keeps insurance rates more manageable, which further sustains buyer confidence. If a property hasn't undergone key updates, like impact windows or a new roof within the last decade, sellers might consider investing in those upgrades. It can significantly boost your property's appeal and value.
Moving on to actionable advice, let's start with sellers. If you're thinking of listing your home in 2025, here are some things to consider. Highlight turnkey features. If you've done any modernizations, like a renovated kitchen or energy-efficient systems, make that front and center in your listing. Leverage our high all-cash share. These buyers often act quickly, so be ready for a shorter negotiation period. That said, proper pricing is crucial. Overpricing can scare off even cash buyers. Emphasize architecture. If your home has classic Mediterranean details or has been meticulously restored, mention it. Architectural authenticity is a huge draw here.
Exactly. And don't forget curb appeal. Coral Gables has these gorgeous, landscaped streets, and a well-kept front yard, even if small, can set your listing apart in photos.
For buyers, it's a bit more nuanced. There's a bit more inventory, but the best properties still move fast. Financing preparedness. If you're not paying cash, get fully pre-approved. With so many cash buyers, you want to show you can close fast. Be flexible and decisive. If a home ticks your must-haves, turnkey condition, architectural charm, don't wait too long to make an offer. Consider smaller upgrades versus bigger projects. Some older Coral Gables homes might need tweaks, like new impact windows or landscaping updates. Decide if you're prepared for light renovations to secure a better deal in a prime area.
Yes, and also ask about insurance costs. Many Coral Gables properties are well prepared for storms, which can keep insurance premiums more stable. It's still a factor that can impact your monthly payments, so do your homework.
David, let's step back and compare our local outlook to the broader South Florida scene. What do you see happening in, say, Miami Beach or Fort Lauderdale versus Coral Gables?
Miami Beach has a booming condo market, often with branded developments, but also sees fluctuation depending on tourism and short-term rental policy changes. Fort Lauderdale has gained popularity, but can't fully replicate Coral Gables' historic vibe. Meanwhile, Coral Gables retains a consistent identity. Strict building guidelines, more single-family estates, and an established community culture. That stability tends to cushion us from the dramatic ups and downs of more tourism-dependent areas.
Exactly. So if you're looking for a future-proof location, Coral Gables historically weathers changes well. It's one reason we're projecting stable, sustainable growth rather than spikes.
We should also touch on 2026 and beyond briefly. If you love Coral Gables, there's reason to believe its appeal only grows. Our city invests in parks, green corridors, and preserves the architectural legacy while embracing eco-friendly solutions.
And that means potential for continued appreciation. We might not see double-digit gains every year, but a consistent climb, say 5 to 8%, is entirely plausible for well-maintained homes. That's the beauty of a mature, high-desirability market. By the way, If you've received our newsletter or postcard recently, you've seen some of these data points in print. We're all about providing a multi-channel approach: podcasts, emails, postcards, so you can access this information in whichever format suits you best.
Exactly. And each channel offers slightly different detail. Our mailing letters are concise teasers, our email newsletters expand on key stats, and this podcast gives us a chance to talk about the why behind the numbers. Then we have the full 2025 Coral Gables market report online, packed with median days on market, historical price charts, buyer demographics, and more.
So if this resonates with you, maybe you're considering selling or you're curious about buying in Coral Gables in 2025, feel free to reach out. We love talking about our neighborhood and helping people craft the best strategy for their real estate goals. We hope you found this expanded conversation helpful. Coral Gables is a special place, and understanding its real estate landscape can help you make informed, confident decisions.
Thank you for tuning in to the Gables Sunshine Podcast. If you found value in today's episode, please share it with a friend or neighbor. And don't forget to subscribe or follow our channel for more local insights.
Until next time, this is Sarah Arroyo
and David Ramos signing off. Take care and enjoy life in the City Beautiful.